Guides in the Gulf.
Yeah, I just copied and pasted his message that he sent to me.
Oh, perfect.
Right, let's send it because it's Tuesday night and.
Oh yeah, sweet. All right, make this a short one, eh? Well, I've already been here 20 minutes. I've been recording for 20 minutes already.
Hell.
Bloody you mucking around on your phone and making phone calls to your girlfriends and.
Coming from you.
Oh, me.
Righto.
Yeah, that is recording and that is recording. Yep. So we are. Looks all right, eh? I think we're good to go.
Looks good, mate. You've got a nice new backdrop for us again this week.
Yeah, mate.
Slightly improved from last week's.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what you got up to this morning, mate? You got the crab boat back on the water?
Early start, mate. I didn't get dragged down to the pub last night with you boys like you wanted to.
Tried to, crikey.
No, we had a good afternoon yesterday afternoon because I had a pretty rough day yesterday dealing with a lot of club stuff and was way behind, so I ended up just having a couple of beers instead down at Bullfrog's place and with you boys. And luckily I didn't go to the pub afterwards. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have been up as early this morning, but I had an early start this morning, mate. Mucked around a bit at home and then got the boat organised, went out and trying to get back into the crabbing side of things because obviously we've been away a fair bit, and then with the cyclone flooding, everything like that, and dealing with a lot of stuff locally, it's been really, really hard to get out there, and you don't want to sort of start and then stop and start and stop. You've sort of got to be consistent in it. So well, even getting your high boat ready, your new high boat, you will getting all those hours on the motor to get it ready for the first hire, which it now has gone on. Yeah. So
any scratches on it when it got back, mate?
No, all good, mate. I just give it a good clean just before. So all good, ready to go, mate. I got a couple more coming up later in the week. So, but good to be back on the water this morning, mate. Tell you what, the boat ramp though was a bit rough this morning. A lot of cars going out, massive lineup, and because it hasn't been cleaned 100% yet, and the water's fairly low still early in the morning. The backup of cars, because you can only sort of use one lane. Yeah,
so it is a 2-lane ramp, but at the moment everyone's using it as a single lane because you have to. You can't get your boat out down the side. So so it is still usable, but it's just it makes it a lot slower at busy times. Yeah,
and if you had a big boat this morning, like there was some guys going out to Waby Lodge, North Island this morning, and I think they were up about 5 o'clock ready to go, but because the low tide was about 1-2 o'clock this morning at Centre Island, that made low tide here about sort of 5-6 o'clock. So it was still a bit too shallow to get the bigger boats in. So
bugger.
Them boys are still down there at about 8:30 when I went down there.
No.
So massive lineup to get in. So it took a little bit to get going. But once I got going, I went down and I pulled up actually and had a bit of a look on the corner where you had the bust up the other week where you hit the sandbar and had a bit of a good look at it to see how shallow it was. And it's actually, as the tide was coming in, like the water was actually coming in the MacArthur and then going around that bend and down the Carrington. Yeah. So it was actually washing the sand down really quickly. So I think it'll clean back up there again.
Yeah, okay. Just might take a couple of months.
Yeah, maybe not fully, but I think it'll definitely get better because it was So and then as I was going down, I was just intrigued because I know I got a red hot tip the other day, so I put the side scan on, went for a bit of a cruise down there. It's actually quite deep, really close to the banks, really deep. I put the side scan on, I went for a drive down there. There's some good fish sitting on that corner, right on that corner. Wow. So it's a bit of a dangerous one to be sitting on, but because the boats come around that corner pretty quick and it's a blind corner, but there's some look like some really good fish sitting.
Well, I suppose you think of it that way. It's just like one of those spots where because it is so close, we all just drive past it. But it has, because you got the MacArthur, the Carrington, the Batten, and the continuation of the MacArthur all joining there. Yeah. And there's sandbars, there's deep drop offs, there's channels, there's heaps of trees, there's snags. Yeah. So it has all of the signs for a really good Barra spot, but we all just drive past it because it's so close.
There's heaps of current there as well as the tide's pushing in. There's heaps of current
so there'll be eddies, and
there's a big back eddy on the back side of it. So So I think it'd be a good spot to bloody pull up and have a look at one day.
It's like we always joke about it with the big rock bars just out the front of King Ash Bay here. No one fishes them, well, virtually no one fishes them. A few times a year you hear about people catching Barra there, but because it is so close, we just go straight past them. But if King Ash Bay was located 40 k's that way, we would all be coming up to these rock bars
for sure
to fish them. Yeah, it's just one of those things as fishermen. Same with if you're a land-based fisherman, you're casting as far out to the middle as you can. But if you're fishing in a boat, usually you're casting as close to the bank as you can.
Yep.
It's one of them things. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've several times we put the tin in and gone upstream halfway to Barra to fish the rock bar up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, it is just one of them things, mate. And some of the old times will tell you that years and years ago, before King Ash Bay was where it is now, people used to fish that rock bar all the time. They never used to go anywhere. They obviously, with, more efficient and more reliable four-stroke engines and bigger boats and better design gear and things like that, people are obviously going further and further and farther afield. But yeah, obviously, it's not a bad spot there though.
Yeah.
Especially if you are just cruising around local and little tinny. I mean, we've done it a few times and gone and caught a few fish off the rocks just locally. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how the water was actually coming in the MacArthur and then down the Carrington down on that corner, and it was washing that sand away. So hopefully that'll clean that out naturally a little bit, I think. Because it is a real steep drop off, right? Like you go from half a foot of water down to about 3.5, 4 meters right next to it. So I think it'll clean up pretty quick, and it's only sand. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah, well, certainly not mud. Like, it wasn't soft when we hit it. It was pretty hard. All my bruises are slowly starting to heal.
But even further down,
almost bend my finger now.
Even further down though, like I went out the Carrington, out the Kellys, and
you keep talking, Bruce. I'm just going to move those fans because I think I'm getting wind noise on the microphones. Or maybe we'll cut.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. I think hopefully that little sound issue. I don't know if you could have heard it, but I certainly can't hear it now.
Yeah, no, that's heaps better.
Yeah, cool.
We had a bit of wind noise there from the fans. Obviously, we're still recording in the shed here, so it's a bit. How do you describe, mate? It's still a bit
rustic,
tropical here. Yeah.
Rustic and tropical.
So we had a couple of fans going, but if you see Mikey sweating directly, you know what happened. Turn the fans off. But as I was saying, we like this morning, going down I went out to Carrington and then out to Kelly's, and a lot of the places that the sand had built up throughout the wet season with these bigger tides seems to have cleaned up a fair bit in some places.
Yep.
So. Yeah, so it's everything's sort of getting back to normal. The river's cleaned up heaps. Like it's the water's fairly clear again. So, but interestingly though, like the water temp's still fairly high. Like it's still like 27 degrees in places today. Yeah,
which surprises me because the mornings are cold now. Or for us locals here, like we're almost at jumper weather in the mornings.
Yeah.
So that it has cooled down, but the actual water's staying warm.
Yeah. It's definitely not as cool as it would normally be this time of year, though. I don't think.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's as like it is definitely cooled down. It's not, it's not 30 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe you're just sleeping in longer, mate.
I was up at 5 this morning, bro. I came out this morning and it was even on Monday morning because he loaded crabs Monday morning, and same thing. I went out at 5:30 and opened the door, and it was surprisingly, it wasn't like it was cool, but it wasn't. Normally by now, especially when we got the southeasterlies blowing, normally by now it's like you are 100% wearing a jumper if you're not used to the
it's like people from Victoria come up and they're still wearing singlets and whatever, and they're like, oh, what are you talking about? This is beautiful. Well, it's what you used to. Like if we went to Victoria. Or if you came up during the wet season on a hot day on the wet season, you would melt. Yeah, it's just what you used to. Yeah,
that's it. But I don't think it's as cool as it normally is this time of year. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's. I
might have jumped the gun with the jumpers there. I reckon State of Origin Game 1 is usually the first jumper of the year.
Yeah, well, I often say that Anzac Day. Anzac Day, because everyone's up for dawn service.
Yeah, true.
I reckon that's sometimes the first time that we'll have like jumpers on in the morning.
Yeah.
Should we tell Norman to get or what?
He knows we're recording a podcast, and now he's got the angle grinder out.
Anyway.
Beats to his own drum, eh? Thanks, Normie.
Run your own race, boys.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, it's it's not as cool as I reckon it normally is this time of year, but it's definitely cool enough to swag weather.
Yeah.
So we're actually planning on doing a bit of a trip.
Yeah.
The next few days, hopefully. A couple of the boys coming down and we're going to get away from the angle grinder noise and I'll not be hearing it there. But no, we'll we're going to get out of town for a couple of days. So a couple of mates coming out and we're going to try and do a trip. I don't know what we're going to do. We don't really have any plans.
No.
That's usually how we roll.
Yeah, and they're usually the best trips too.
Yeah. So all I know is we're going to have some fuel, some fishing gear, and some beers, and we're just going to see what happens.
Maybe some beef.
Maybe some beef, yeah.
Something like that.
See what happens. We'll have something anyway. So, so it's definitely swag weather, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good. This is a good time of year. It's sort of that swing season still.
Yeah.
Although I was looking today, the bomb's saying that they're expecting it to turn back to like a La Nina period again.
Yeah, and that's where we typically get rain.
More high chance of rain.
Yeah.
Unseasonal rain. Slightly warmer temperatures than average, and
Okay.
Yeah, so whereas last month we only just went to El Nino, and now they're back. Yeah, they're back again. So quite interesting. But we'll see what happens, mate. We're going to plan this trip on the weekend and or later in the week and see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have something to talk about in the next podcast about us catching some mad fish down the coast somewhere.
Hopefully, mate. Or Ant's coming out, and he did pretty good the other day when we went out. So. So I've got to put him to work first. We've got to do some running repairs on the barge.
Oh, yep.
And on the houseboat. So he's going to come out, I think, when he knocks off on the weekend and put a day in for us and give us a hand getting the houseboat ready so we can bang it in the water. And then after that, we might go, I don't know. We'll go somewhere, do something. So we'll see what happens.
Sounds awesome. A couple of short yarns from down the bar, if you want to hear them. Mm-hmm. The first one, I didn't get names. Just briefly met these fellas at the bar. They come up from Perth, or certainly Western Australia, but over 5,000 kilometres away, whatever it is. They've been watching the podcast, watching the videos, and thought, let's send it up to King Ash Bay. So they've brought a 6-point-something metre boat up all this way. Never caught Barra before. They're used to fishing out on the reef. They reckon they got no idea what they're doing. And they had big smiles on their faces. They caught their first 2 Barra.
Good stuff.
So
mate.
That's
you love to hear them stories.
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing gets people coming back to. You know, they get up here and get their first Barra.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a lot of people put a lot of time and effort. They come from Western Australia.
Yeah.
You know, how long's that drive? You know, you know, 4 or 5 days drive to get up here. Not to mention all the planning and all the prep to organise a trip like that. And you're taking time off work, time away from your family, whatever it is, and then for it to actually sort of pay off and you come up and you get your first Barra, mate, that's a pretty special thing. So no, that's great hearing stories like that. Yeah,
there was another one. They're part of a bigger group. There was 3 fellas I met last night down at the club there. They were from somewhere in Victoria. We try not to speak to Victorians too much, but we give them a hard time. But probably most of the visitors that come here come from Victoria. So it's a
the brim fishermen.
We're giving you a hard time, but only because you deserve it. We love you. We love you. So we really do. But
just don't ask the AFL to be put on the NRL TV.
yeah, that's right.
Especially not if Dollars is around.
Yeah. The one that's closest to the kitchen window, the TV down there, that's the NRL TV. These fellas, somewhere they're I think they're like country Victoria because they actually, one of them was like, he's retired now, but he used to do grain, like farming and some sheep. And then our mate Mick walks in. I'm like, that sounds like he does grain and sheep from down that region. And they just started talking, and then they're like, Jono from the mill is Jono, from bloody Anyway, they ended up knowing like 20 people that they all it's crazy that King Ash Bay. Everyone has someone a King Ash Bay story.
100%.
If you're in London and you met a random Australian, I guarantee there's a King Ash Bay connection. You'd have that person's great uncle has a house here, or there's always a King Ash Bay connection. Yeah. There's another good one from the. I don't know if it might have been a guy named Keith, but it also might not have been. Anyway, another fella come up, tells me a story of, had been watching my videos, come up 2 years ago for his first trip and absolutely loved it. But unfortunately, he had watched one of my videos where I went up the Poison Creek, and I did mention the rock bar there. But he went up there and he thought he'd passed it, and he hadn't. So he hit it and he damaged his prop or his gearbox, and that was 2 years ago. He's come back this trip, and he's gone out fishing, and he's going up what he thinks is the Crooked Creek. Turns out he's on the Poison again, and he did his prop again. But that being said, like he was still in good spirits about it. He still had a smile on his face. But I'm like,
I hope he doesn't want to hire a boat.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, the Poison's not a bad creek early in the year. If we've had some good rain and things, you can get some good barras and stuff there.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about. We don't really get a runoff here, but the closest thing that we have to runoff fishing, like the Poison would be one of them. Like, but there's like maybe a 10-day window where it's on, like where you're either going to be here or you're not. You'll never be able to time your trip to be here for a Poison session. Yeah, unless you like live at Catherine or something. Yeah,
well, that's it. You got to be Johnny on the spot, but it does fish pretty good at times. I mean, plenty of times we go down there and you don't get anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fish on the sounder quite often, but trying to get them to actually bite. Other times we go down there, we've got some good fish down there, straight away. Just you got to be Johnny on the spot though.
Yeah.
I think you might have gone down there early in the year and you had a situation like that where you're actually inside the creek too, and the barras were just buffing everywhere.
Yeah, the tide must have been pushing in. Was the colour change water, like the tannin water, was coming down, but it was further up the creek, so the river water must have been pushing up still. And there was fish everywhere. From like, it's the most alive you could ever possibly see water. Like you could almost walk over the fish between the bait fish, the barra come up and smashing them. It was wild. The prawns jumping everywhere. It was just literally, the water was alive with activity. Never seen anything like it. Yeah, but then you and I went back 2 days later. I reckon we took Don up there, and I was raving over it, going, "Oh, we're gonna have the best session, boys!" And we went up, and we couldn't even find the colour change.
I reckon you went somewhere else, mate. you might have been up the Crooked that day. Mistook it, but. I'll tell you one thing. Today I went out this morning and like quite often we see big tiger sharks and stuff cruising out along the flats and that when you're doing new crab pots.
Yeah.
This morning, mate, I saw some monsters.
Yeah?
Some absolute monsters.
And you said the water had been clearing up, so it would have been easy to spot them.
Oh, man. Well, actually out there, because it was fairly windy where I was working, it was a little bit dirty, but... I kept thinking, they end up seeing heaps of sharks, but because I kept looking at sort of as you do, where you're just pulling the pots and you sort of just look on the horizon, see what's going on, and trying to keep your sort of situational awareness, so you're not, just so you know when you've finished baiting your pot and whether throwing it back in, so that you're in the right sort of spot.
Yeah.
And or you're in the right sort of because obviously when we're checking the crab pots, we sort of do this. This 360-degree turn, so you don't move too far.
Yeah, go full lock and just idle forward. So
Yeah, so as I'm doing it, it's quite easy for me with the electronic steering in the boat. I can, I sort of try and start straightening up, sort of pointing in the right direction. So I'm putting my pot maybe 5, 10, 15 meters away from where it just pulled up from. So you're sort of always keeping your eyes on the horizon and just keeping, sort of that situational awareness of what's going on. I kept thinking I was seeing stuff in the shallow water. And so in the end, I dropped one pot and then I sort of pulled up and I kept watching. Sure enough, this, I could see it in the dirty water, and then it came up actually out of the water and saw its dorsal fin and its tail. And it was an absolute monster of a tiger shark this morning. The first one I saw, it was an absolute monster. And then I saw several others after that, hammerheads and other tigers as well. You can tell the hammers because they got the really, really big dorsal fin.
Yeah, enormous dorsal fin, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. We'll come back to dorsal fins, but that reminded me of another thing you wanted to talk about. But
well, then I saw a heap of porpoises. So not like, because we get I don't even know what species they are. We get the heaps of different types of dolphins here anyway.
We get the ugly ones and we get the pretty ones.
Yeah, these are the ugly ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the short nose things.
Snub-nosed, maybe?
Snub-nosed, snub-nosed dolphins, yeah. So I saw a heap of them, heaps and heaps of them. And they were up on
the shallows?
Yeah, they're in like maybe not even half a metre of water.
Oh, wow.
And just up on the flats there, like there was massive schools of mullet.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know when the mullet sort of breed here, but maybe that was something like that was going on, or there was just a massive amount of mullet cruising around at the moment, because generally speaking, even them big tiger sharks, they chase their mullet and that as well.
Yeah.
And obviously the dolphins chase their mullet. So so I'm not sure if because just all the mullet were there.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why the dolphins and sharks are there. But yeah, to see that many of them though this morning was out of control because I've never even seen them where I was working this morning. I haven't even seen them there before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. But yeah, good segue into that was just looking on the socials the other day. Guys off Dundee, fishing off Dundee, over the other side of the top end, south of Darwin, out wide, and pot of killer whales.
Yeah,
came up and followed the boat for a bit. Yeah,
if you're ever scrolling through videos online or whatever, if you ever come across killer whales or orcas or whatever they are, like I would usually associate them with, I don't know, deep water in Canada or something, or I know that obviously they can be in Australian waters, but I wouldn't have expected them off Dundee. Then you look further into it, and it turns out you can find them in the Gulf. Yeah.
Well, I think it was maybe last year or the year before. It might have been last year. There was a heap spotted out off Grid Island, so only not far from here.
Yeah,
very
by
close
boat.
to here.
Yeah. Well, we know of people that have been to Groot by boat from here.
Yeah, for the billfish comps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was last year. They spotted a heap of orcas off there. Because the other thing is too, you get I think they call them like pygmy killer whales or false killer whales.
Ah.
So which I think
they look like a big dolphin, don't they?
Yeah. But they're black and
dark
white
in colour. Yeah, okay.
But I think they're black and white.
And
They look very similar. But they're not actually orcas. But at the same time, a lot of time people come in and say they saw orcas and they show photos or whatever, and no, it's not actually orcas. They're just the false killer whales.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But last year there was a heap of killer whales. I think off Groot and Nullarbor, and then just the other day was off Dundee, killer whales there as well. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty cool.
Imagine if I had the drone up one day and got some footage of
them. That'd be pretty wicked. Well, I was at the bar here years and years ago. I was a kid. I was still in boarding school. And your old neighbour.
So you're only drinking light beer then?
Yeah. Half nips. No. We're going to have to cut that bit out.
We'll have to cut that out. Maybe I'll just beef it, eh?
Yeah,
I'll just beef it.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't know if we can recover from that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I was down the bar. Your old neighbour, Val, was showing me some photos from out off Vanlin.
Yeah.
She was well known for going out by herself in, 5 metre boat, 5.5 metre boat, right out to Mackerel Mountain and, for a few days at a time. And, all sorts of awesome fish she used to catch, man. Like, unbelievable. And, she showed me some photos of a massive big whale shark.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, like huge. And, so you get them here as well.
Yep.
Like I've never seen one, but
neither.
The closest I've seen, mate, is whale bones on the beach. Years and years ago, there used to be a spot where, obviously a whale got washed up in a cyclone or something like that probably. And all its skeleton was all there. And like huge too. Like the... what do you call it? Like the in the middle of the backbone, the
vertebrae.
Like the vertebrae were like big enough you could make a seat out of them. Like that was huge.
So it was a big whale. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, probably a cyclone or something like that. Must have got stuck up, stranded up on the beach or whatever beach. But yeah. So they're around.
Sorry, I'm back to the. I'll have to beat that as well.
We're a Patreon heavy episode.
Yeah. We might put the on it. Nah, we won't even put the on it.
Now that we've got 3 patrons, mate.
Oh yeah,
we're getting ready to retire.
Yeah, we did a big spiel about Patreon at the end of the last video, and we got one more patron on there, paid patron. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, brother.
I won't mention your name on here. I don't know.
No.
So that makes 3 now. So yeah,
perfect.
That's 3 beers a month. So that's per week. So that's good.
Perfect. We're getting there, mate.
Yeah.
Another 10 years, mate. We can do this full time.
Oh yeah.
No, it's going pretty good. We got the TikTok channel up and going the other day, mate.
Oh yeah, Ash is showing off his editing skills there as well.
Oh yeah. Mikey did all the editing on those.
Did not. Well, the only video that's got like 0 views is the one that I did. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, look, mate. Some of us have just got talent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
Mackerel Mountain. You mentioned before, we're talking about the killer whale with Val. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Too windy at the moment,
Whale
Russ.
show.
Too windy at the moment.
A lot, like, people talk about Mackerel Mountain a lot. But if you physically look on the map, I don't think
On the chart, yeah.
I don't think. Say if you have Navionics or something like that on your phone, and go anywhere, sort of way out off the coast of Van Diemen Island, up to north of North Island, and further to the east.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of big bommies you can see that just come up out of nowhere. Yep. So go from deep water or Gulf deep water up to very shallow water. So any of those you could call Mackerel Mountain. There'll be people watching that have been before, and they'll be like, oh no, I know where the real Mackerel Mountain. But
yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah. So if you took any of those, if you refer to them, if you said Mackerel Mountain, it could be any of those.
Yeah, I think the one people mostly refer to is one of the bigger ones, but there's a lot of better ones that are a lot smaller. I've done a few trips out there now before I sold Foss. I did a few trips out wide there, just on a bit of a whim because the weather was really good and we were already at the top of the islands there, and had heaps of fuel, and so just thought, we'll send it out, have a look, and have done pretty good out there. Some of the best fishing I've ever done has been out there off some of those lumps, but it doesn't really matter which one you go to. And it's always the same. Like if the fishing's good, like out wide, the fishing's probably going to be really good inside as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So like I've found that when the fishing's been good, the fishing's been good everywhere. Doesn't matter what spot you go to. Whereas when the fishing's been poor, like I've been out on days where, you're out there early in the morning, and you fish all day, it's a nice glass off, and you go absolutely everywhere.
Oh, my goodness, these birds. We had the Normie's angle grinder, and now we're on the birds.
Oh, bloody hell.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
So some days it's like absolute glass off, and you'll go to 100 different spots, and there'll be fish on the sounder, and you'll target them with live bait, strip bait, squid.
Yep.
Jigs, all sorts of plastics, everything, and you won't get, won't raise a scale. So it's funny that, other days, and some of the days where I've been to Mackerel Mountain and done really well, we also did really well in close. A stone's throw off the tops of some of the islands, and then rocky outcrops and things that we've talked about before. And then other days I've been out to Mackerel Mountain when it's been an absolute glass off and we're already out wide and we're not doing too good. So we go, we'll slip out there. We've got plenty of fuel. And it's, it's an hour run out there, or depending from where you... But from the top of the islands, you're an hour run out there, because it's a fair way out. And you go out there and same thing, mate. You struggle to get fish. So, anyway.
But because I've never been that far, I was like, I'm not really interested in going that far out unless I was in a massive boat.
Or a helicopter.
Or helicopter. Yeah, that'll work. But you potentially can get different species out there that you might not find in close, or...
Yeah, definitely. One of the big ones we got was a friends of ours from down south were up, and we were staying out at Weeby at North Island there, and we'd been out to North Rock and out to some of the islands out a little bit further and off the top of North Island and stuff, and it was like maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was still like an absolute glass off, and the fog was still really thick and low on the water. I was like, looks like it's going to be a glass off pretty much all day. Let's just punch it out there. And again, we'd done pretty good. We'd caught some good fish, but we slipped out there and got just a truckload of nanagai.
Yeah.
So or crimson snapper, people call them all different things, but largemouth nanagai, whatever we want to call them, redfish.
Yeah.
Nannies. But got a heap of them, and because we're fishing right on top of the reef as well, like we're only in sort of 6-7 meters of water, but right next to the drop off, so it drops off to like 100 foot, or 30 plus meters, but right next to it, it's only sort of 5 or 6 meters deep. So we're fishing right on the edge of that drop off, and and just absolutely nailing it. But got a massive one of the girls. Beck, I think it was, got a massive jack, like 80-something centimetre jack.
Yeah, okay.
Which was huge. Like for here especially was really good.
Yeah, so the way in my head, the way I picture it is, you know how like the, Queensland East Coast fishermen, they go out on the reef and go wide on the reef, and they seem to get big red emperor and big jacks and big, maybe going out to Mackerel Mountain's more like that, where yes, we can still get big fish in close, which maybe we can talk about next. Big fish in close, but like a really big jack. I've never heard of a big jack getting caught somewhere around, say, North Rock or something. Not real big, but you go out wider and you might find those.
Yeah, I think it's fairly well known. Like big jacks, generally speaking, are out wide off their offshore reefs and stuff.
Okay,
they grow up in the estuaries and move outside. I think there was one jack was tagged in down near the Crabbers, down the bottom of the Carrington, and then got caught by a prawn trawler out in the middle of the Gulf, like halfway to the top of the Cape.
Oh wow!
So a few hundred k's away. So
they travel.
Yeah, 12 months later. So off a reef out there. So so they do travel. But also out there we got long nose emperor. So like the tricky snapper or spangled emperor.
Okay. So you've caught them out there.
Snout. Yeah,
so again, I've never seen one in close. Like I've caught hundreds of reef fish in close, like still the top of the islands here, but not
real wide. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like going to the outer reef sort of thing by going out there.
Yeah, and you get out there, you start seeing things like flying fish I've seen out there, which I've never seen in close. What else we get? Different species of trevally as well.
Yeah, wow.
Heaps of different species of trevally you get out there. Some cracker trout, like coral trout.
Yeah.
And I have been out there once on a good day when guys were there and got a heap of crays and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they were diving and...
We had a message from a guy who asked about diving. I think we're going to go through some posts on the Rod Locker later on, and we'll go through and answer some questions there.
Yeah, but guy was asking about diving the other day, I've seen people out there doing that and getting crays and getting good trout and stuff like that. But
so you just happened to see people out there? You got all the way out there, and there was another boat there.
Yeah, and
wow.
fairly, not a big boat either, like. Not a little tinny, but probably only a 5.5 metre, plate boats and a console sort of thing. So
as long as you pick the weather, like you can go out in any size boat on a really good day. Like,
you can go to the top of North Island, go to like North Rock, which you can see, from North Island, like it's right there.
Yeah,
and it's the same. It doesn't get any rougher really as you go further out.
Yeah, true.
It just takes you longer to get there.
Yeah,
So. As long as you,
I just know my anxiety of being out there and not being able to see any land, and the fact, and if I was to go, we travel an hour all the way out there, and if I did get seasick when we're out there, just knowing that like, oh no, we've come all this way, we're picking up the anchor now and leaving. Obviously, it's like, I'm not staying here. No, I don't know. I'm stupid. I just get. I think it's my anxiety that gives me bloody seasickness. Seriously, if you don't think about it, you won't get seasick.
Yeah, it's funny because we've been out plenty of times and you've not got seasick at all, and then other times when it's not bad. Like
first drop, I'm like, Ash, take me to the bank.
Take me home.
Yeah.
No, it is the worst thing though. Like getting seasick, like it's the worst feeling in the world. Like it's It's like a really bad hangover times 10 stuck in the boat with everyone teasing you.
Yeah.
So,
because everyone by now knows I get seasick, so I do get lots of messages from people saying all sorts of different remedies and stuff, from ginger to
drinking more.
There are lots. A lot of people recommend something to do with ET. Andrew Eddinghausen, he has a thing.
Well, he used to advertise it, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people have messaged me about that one. And so that works good. But I haven't sort of... Yeah,
getting hypnotised, I reckon. People say get hypnotised for it. And I think everyone gets seasick at different levels. But it's just how lucky you are, I suppose. Whether if you're not lucky, you get seasick real easy. And if you're lucky, you don't get seasick bugger all. But anyway. But if you're going out there wide, obviously it wouldn't be a lovely place to get crook. Because even on a good day, in a decent boat with a glass off, you're still at minimum an hour from seeing land. If you go to some of them outer reefs out there, so you're looking at 60 plus k's to get out to some of them places, and that's the closer ones. So
but we know we can get good fishing close though, like in just around the islands here.
Oh, for sure.
Earlier in the year, there was that session, Goldie session we had out with Mullet was on my boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see
Ant and
Ant and Shredder and Bullfrog were in the other boat. Yeah, got some good fish. But the one I was going a more recent trip in the rod locker, I saw a photo that Shinkle there had put up.
Yeah. So local,
yeah. So they had a I don't even know what island they were somewhere out the top somewhere, but they are
only closer than a day trip,
Yeah, but they had an epic Goldie session where I think they got them on bait. I think they were even trolling at one point, trolling deep divers over the reef, and they were smashing big golden snapper. The biggest was caught by Sally, our kitchen manager here. She went out with him, and she got a 77 centimetre golden snapper.
Oh, that's a stonker, isn't it?
Oh, mate,
that's a good Goldie.
If you saw what did I get it? 67, I think, earlier in the year, which is my PB, which is 10 centimetres smaller than this, only that much shorter, but it would be a lot heavier. This one would have been a lot heavier fish, you know.
Yeah.
And I was pretty excited about that. So this is fish of a lifetime for sure around here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, mate. So, but they got a few good fish too. They got some big nannies and stuff as well. But that was the interesting thing though, that they were saying that using like deep diving lures to troll for big goldies.
Yeah, over the reef. Yeah.
So I've caught plenty of goldies trolling for Barra and stuff like that in the creeks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've caught plenty of goldies trolling out wide on the shallow reefs for like trout and stuff like that, because when it was really windy or something like that, you get on the lee side of an island and there's not really a lot of great bottom fishing country there, but there's plenty of rocky headlands and stuff. So you just sort of cruise along and, troll some just like Barra classics and stuff, and you pick up some, like you can pick up some really good trout doing that, when it's windy and you can't get out to the reef. But they picked up some reasonable goldies, but not like that. They're not trolling over the actual reef where you'd normally go and bottom fish, or use jigs or something like that.
Yeah, we had a fairly good chat to him as well, and the impression I got is that something he does. Like this wasn't like a first thing he's done, like trolling, deep divers and getting the goldies. So he, I think he's done it before. So
there you go, mate. Something different.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's a very recent story, that one. And I'll probably by now, if you're watching this video, I've probably already brought up a photo, because he did post a photo in the rod locker.
Yeah.
So I figure we can use that. He put that there, a photo of them all holding up their golden snapper. Yeah, so that's a recent trip from only a few days ago, I think.
So we might even give that a go, mate, when we go out this weekend. See what's happening. See where we go. Pretty hopeless at organising. Usually, if we organise something too much, then it all turns to shit anyway. Yeah. So it'll be what it'll be. But we'll give something a go on the weekend anyway, and hopefully get stuck into it. But some other fishing that was going on too, mate. The Barra Classic.
Oh yeah. So top end up on the Daly River there.
Yeah.
So the Nationals was earlier in the year, or a few weeks back.
Yeah. So
and now the other big comp of the year, the Barra Classic, that's all finished now. You've done you read up on it?
Yeah, well, I just read read basically article out of the paper that I saw on the socials there the other day. But I think Alex Julius did the write up on it. But as per usual, I think team Top End Tackle World, so the Campaigns won that one. So mate, what an animal.
He knows what he's doing. Holy crap!
Unbelievable. I listened to some of his speech that he gave actually at the award ceremony sort of thing, and he said he's learned a lot of stuff from a lot of the watched a lot of other some of the older blokes do different things, and now he's sort of developed his own sort of ways of doing it, but was very gracious in the win. But I think because basically, so how that works is people put in teams, so they have one boat is one team, so you can have 3 or 4 anglers, whatever. I'm not sure exactly how they do it, mate. We're probably not up to that level just yet.
No, maybe next year.
maybe the year after. Just quietly. We'd be pretty handy around the bar, I reckon. But they got 119 Barra. I think it's 5 days comp, 5-day comp. So I'm not sure how their point system actually works, but they got 10,300 points. Shane had 7,000 points himself. Oh, over 7,000 points just himself.
Yeah, you were telling me this.
And then the team that came second, I think, would have still come second even if Shane
he was by himself.
even if he was the only person that could have fished in his boat. So and one of the interesting things that come from that was, and we spoke about this with Andy, was using the live scope and the forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
So some of the things some of the comments and things that I saw was were saying that like he was literally parked up in the middle of the river at times, literally casting at fish in the middle of the river with big lures, watching them on the live scope. So normally, if you go fishing anywhere, you go, especially if you don't know where you're going, you go down, you find some snags, you cast at snags, or something like that,
a creek mouth or a gutter or
something like that.
Something of a point of interest.
Yeah, or troll along the banks or whatever like that, and try and find something on the sounder, on traditional sounder or something like that. But yeah, literally using the live scope in the middle of the river, finding fish, feeding in the middle of the river, and casting big lures, and that was how he was getting good fish. So. That's just it just goes to show how technology's progressed the whole thing now.
To his credit though, like he was still winning comps before LiveScope existed.
For sure, yeah.
I think that just shows what being born and bred in the top end, fishing those creeks from a young age, probably every weekend or every second weekend, fishing every creek in the top end, you just get to know what a Barra does.
Owning a tackle store and charter business
probably helps.
Probably helps a little bit, but yeah, especially in Darwin, and now that like they got a beautiful shop there up there at Coolinga now. Like I remember them when they used to be across the road.
Is that where Buffalo Bills is now?
Where Buffalo Bills is now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that was the tackle world there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the tackle world was. And then they had another shop as well, which was in I don't know what they call it there now. What is it, like across the road from Pineland sort of thing? So you go past like the old BP Palms up there. Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Like where Super Cheap Auto is?
Yeah, up there. There's like a little servo there. They used to have a little shop in there as well.
Oh, not near Free Spirit?
Up past there.
Further,
closer to the Darwin City, yeah. They used to have another shop in there as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
But yeah, obviously with the the expansion down at Coolinga, they built that big shop there now, mate. It's a beautiful shop in there.
Yeah, I've only been there. I live just down the road, but I've only been there a couple of times.
Oh, I couldn't live just down the road, mate.
That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got bloody boxes full of tackle. Like, you'd be you got a bloody container of tackle.
That's the thing, mate. Most of the stuff's designed to attract fishermen, not fish. But yeah, anyway, so that comp, I think the second team came from Queensland, and they weren't using the forward-facing sonar. They were using just a side scan and
old school side scan.
Side scan. It was pretty flash when it first came out. But it's been chucked out the window mostly now. So, but yeah. So apparently they were just using side scan, and same thing, like pretty much what I'd be looking at doing, is going along the the banks or the snags or whatever, and finding fish on the side scan, and then working that area. But and then the team that came third, I think, was a couple of fellas. There's only two fellas in the boat. The team that came third.
Oh yeah.
And I think they're local boys from Darwin, or top end anyway. They fished the Tabs tournaments a fair bit. I think the top end Barra series, and I think they did pretty good for only two blokes in the boat, so they deserve a bit of a mention, mate. So what else we got here? Oh, the other thing I saw was I think it's the Trailer Boat Club, Darwin Trailer Boat Club. They're holding their mud crab comp.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Actually, it'd be interesting to do something like that here.
Yeah, we could do.
No, maybe not. But yeah, they do a mud crab comp. So from what I see, I think it's a members only thing. So I think you got to the end of this month to sign up for it anyway. But I think they do the largest. It goes over 3 days, but over
3 weekends or something.
Over 3 weekends. So I think it's 2 Saturdays and 1 Sunday over a few months.
Okay.
And then it's the biggest female, biggest male, and biggest Jenny, biggest buck, and then biggest sand crab, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if it's an aggregate over the three, or if it's just.
There's probably prizes for all of them.
For each
plus
one.
I reckon
that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, a few years back I saw, I've mentioned him before on the podcast, Langer from Hunting NT. He does a lot of mud crabbing up in the top end there, and he entered in that comp. Yeah, and he did a little bit of a series or a couple of episodes of him going out trying to catch a real big one. And they do seem to get, I reckon they get bigger mud crabs.
On average.
Like sort of Darwin Harbour, Bino Harbour, than down in the Gulf here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably got more numbers here.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah.
Better quality too. Yeah.
Boy, yeah, and golf mud crabbers, mate. Get the NT, the golf quality.
Golf quality, that's it, mate. That's it. They taste a bit sweeter here, mate. Even Carney was saying, mate, the barras he catches down here are better, mate. So mud crab will be too, I reckon. But
did you call your mum for Mother's Day, mate?
Oh, did I? When was Mother's Day?
Just Sunday too. What day is it today?
Sorry, Mum. No, I did. She didn't answer though.
Oh, okay.
She called me back. So yeah,
I know she listens because I know she bought a shirt.
Yeah,
she has to send her a shirt. So. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we had some markets here at King Ash Bay for Sunday. Free camp. They say there's no such thing as a free breakfast, but at King Ash Bay, mate.
Free pancake
free
breakfast.
pancake breakfast on Mother's Day. Plenty of people turned up.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. you tried to poison me the night before.
That was not me. That was dollars.
It was meant to be a quiet night. I literally rang my missus before I went down. I'll just go down for happy hour. Yeah, early night tonight. Got the markets tomorrow, so I'm going to bloody go down there nice and early and set up. And yeah, then we got chatting with your dad about old police stories of the wild West in the Northern Territory
from the 70s and 80s. Yeah,
far out. So all we know now is we need to give him a bottle of rum and to loosen him up a bit, and we'll get him on the podcast and tell us some stories. He had us in hysterics for hours. Yeah, we ended up staying way too late at the bar there.
A little bit late.
Oh, it wasn't even, I suppose, just drinking too fast, I suppose, rather than being late. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the next morning I did not want to get up, but your Mrs. Katie and her sister there had offered to come down to the bar there and set up, because they had markets on for Mother's Day. So some of the ladies here will have like sort of handmade stuff and what's the name with the fruit cakes and stuff like that.
Brenda, maybe.
Yeah, it was Brenda. Yeah. She they sell everyone they sell instantly.
Yeah.
There's almost a lineup for them.
Yeah, Kate got a couple.
Yes, she did.
So Kate and her sister got one, so we had some for dessert. It was beautiful too, actually.
Yeah.
Really
I think
good.
she also bought some handmade pens from a traditional, not traditional, but like Australian wood gum and some handmade pens and who else? Anyway, some of the people set up stalls and that. So Katie offered to come down and help me sell some merch, and so I thought, all right. If she's offering to help, I might as well say yes. So we went down there, and plenty of people come down and got some hats and shirts and that, which was awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's the idea. I think we maybe once a month or something they do at the markets and.
Yeah, well, once a month that makes it sort of a special sort of thing. If you're doing it every week, I don't know if.
Yeah, well, sometimes like with this, they do like the club just supplies the stuff and a couple of volunteers cook up. Like I said, free pancake breakfast. So I think like next time it'll probably be they'll do like a cooked breakfast. You'll have to buy it, but like they'll do a full breakfast like bacon and eggs and toast and whatever. So
it'll be operated like by the kitchen, by Groper's Grill. Yeah,
you go up and order and buy something. So which is good. We're nearly at the stage now, mate. We've got a few things happening. We're nearly at the stage where we can have the kitchen open 7 days a week and the bar open 7 days a week from lunchtime. So it's obviously it's open 7 days a week now of an evening, but I think it's only it's only 3 or 4 days a week that.
So this is when the morning high tides come through. So you get to finish your crab run in the morning, and then come
cannery for lunch.
Perfect.
Cannery for dinner. No money left, mate. All gone. No, I'll be working from now on.
What else? The rod locker. So I've mentioned the rod locker probably 6 times already. So if you're still catching up on the podcast and you're a little bit behind on what some of the things we're talking about, the rod locker is a Facebook group. So if you follow us on Guys in the Golf, that's our Facebook page. But the guys, the Rod Locker is our Facebook group. It's a closed group. You can apply to join. You just need to go in there and tick a few boxes and agree that you're going to be a mad dog and not be an idiot.
Yeah.
You go in there and people in there are sharing stories and photos and stuff like that in there, which has been really awesome so far. I see we had a couple from the top end come down again for another trip, Sophia and Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
They came down. They're like the perfect visitors here, I reckon, because they come down here, they stay in your lodge, they go down the bar every night, they buy a meal, they buy drinks, they go fishing most days, they catch good fish. They're happy to talk about where they went fishing. they're not. There's a lot of people get funny about like their spot. Oh no, I'm not going to tell anyone where we got these. You know, they'll tell you where they've caught their fish, how they caught them. You know, they're just good to have a yarn with, and they're good fun. And I see they put photos in there from their last trip, and they've already put photos in there from this trip, which they just left 2 days ago or 3 days ago or something like that.
Yeah, and they come like every year. They come like at least twice a year as well. So they come start of the year, end of the year.
Yeah,
and just good people, mate. They're exactly the sort of people that we like having around. So so it's bloody good.
Yeah, so they love their barra fishing. Yeah, there's those photos there.
So amazing trip this week. The Barra are on. Love coming to King Ash Bay. The best was 92, but dropped some big girls. So thanks very much. You guys for coming down there, Nathan, Sophia.
92, that's a hell of a fish, man. 92.
Oh yeah, heaps of photos there. So if you're not on the rod locker, jump on it. You can have a look at it. Mike will probably throw a few up now as well. But jump on that rod locker, and then you can look at some of them photos and get a bit of the good oil, as they say, from what's happening, and hopefully as people sort of continue to join that group, they hopefully post similar things. That's sort of for the right timing and stuff as well. So it's sort of topical. So if you're coming up in a few weeks' time, you can have a look and see what people are doing and where they're going. And
and feel free to post questions and things like that in there as well. Yeah, there's heaps more from Nathan and Sophie from their last trip. Who's up scrolled at that one there? Just a little quick video from someone. What's his name?
Clinton.
I'll bloody break my neck watching that one, mate.
She's in.
But obviously all the birds busting up there. You look like you're going to have a good session there.
It's definitely not here though.
No.
See all the cranes in the background. So.
No, not here.
So jump on that, the rod locker there, guys. Bloody have a look at that. Heaps of good content in there for you to have a look at. So, wow.
Yeah.
Who else, mate? Who else has been in here?
Yeah, we've got some questions there, surely.
Oh, mate, we got questions. I don't even know how to find bloody questions, mate.
Or maybe it's just in messages.
Oh no! Here we go, mate. Straight off the bat, here we go in the rod locker, and this is the idea of it. Yeah. So, Peter, we doing last names? Doesn't matter. Peter. Hey, Mickey. Oh, by the way, guys, I see this all the time. Everyone writes Mickey. We've got about 8 different Micks here.
Yeah, legitimately. So we got Micks, Mikes, Michaels, Mikey. I'm the only Mikey though.
Mikey's the only Mikey.
Thank God.
So when you do it, it's just MIK, not MICK. Otherwise, we'll get you confused with one of the several other ones, and he doesn't want to be confused with Gamic.
So, we won't tell you which one Gamic is. You'll have to find out for yourself.
Bit of an inside joke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's not really gay, but his boyfriend is.
$20 is $20.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, just wondering if it's safe enough to leave the boat in overnight while we're up there, heading up there in August, and have a motorhome, which is hard to pack up and put the boat in. So obviously, you've got a motorhome. Obviously, you don't want to be backing down. Although I did see it last week, somebody with a Toyota Coaster putting their boat in and pulling it out every day, which is a bit of a sight, especially with the boat ramp the way it is at the moment.
Imagine packing up your setup every
day. Yeah. So long and short of it is, there's a few boats now. Some of the bigger boats, they've actually set up anchors out, and they've sort of mooring them out off the sand there now, because it's pretty much a beach adjacent to the boat ramp. So some guys are actually anchoring their boats out and then tying a stern line back down to the down.
Is
to
that
the
one of
beach,
the ones like the endless rope? Is that, or is that something a little bit different?
You can do that as well. Yeah. So some people do different things.
Because as we record right now, Jenny Flats still isn't open, but it will be hopefully in a couple of weeks. Down on Jenny Flats in the unpowered area, typically every year, because I'm not sure if we're talking a big boat or a small boat here, but a lot of people leave their, like even roof-toppers and that, they'll leave them in the water down there, but they won't sort of drag them up on the bank. They'll either do a stern rope or the endless rope, then they'll just sort of it's just a little bit out.
Yeah.
8 meters out or something like that.
Yeah. So it's floating all the time. So don't get stuck up on the bank. So that way you can go out at high tide or low tide. Doesn't matter. If you want to go down and get in your boat at high tide, people make an endless rope. So basically, it's circle piece of rope which goes from their boat down through a loop on their anchor chain or whatever. They tie it off to their boat so they can pull it one way, pull the boat out off the bank, or pull it the other way and pull the boat back towards the bank, and then they just basically have another smaller anchor or something on the, or pick it or something like that into the sand to to hold it in so they can get in and out at high tide or low tide. So yes, in long and short of it is it's pretty safe. A lot of people do it, especially when Jenny Flats is operational. A lot of people do it down there, and everyone's pretty good here. They look out for everyone else's stuff. So
yeah. If it was security you were worried about, like, we can't sort of guarantee you the security, but like I've never heard of stuff getting stolen out of a boat here. Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, we're pretty good here.
Especially like in August when it's flat out as well. Like there'll be a lot of people around.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
And we don't have too many clowns out here, like generally speaking.
People have travelled a long way to get here, and and they're here to have a good time, and so that's the answer to that question. So you can leave your boat in the water, but by the time you get up, the boat ramp will be fully operational though, and we'll have 2 lanes running, so it's no stress getting your boat in and out daily. Although that was a motorhome though, okay, so maybe you can work something out. Yeah,
you'll be able to leave it in though. The long and short is you'll be able to put it in, leave it in, and you'll be fairly safe. Yeah. Weeby.
I say Brett's put up a Weeby has posted in the rod locker. Yeah, his fairy lights there.
Party lights are up. I was talking to some boys this morning, mate. They were pretty keen to get out there. They were on the way out there this morning. So that's all operational again. They were pretty lucky. They didn't have a lot of major damage out there during the cyclone. I think they had some minor stuff, but they're fully operational now, and they've had a few groups come through, so they're all operational again. If you're looking at doing some reef fishing or anything like that, make sure you check out YB Fishing and Wilderness Lodge on the social Facebook. But he's probably the easiest one. Yeah. And have a look at that. There were some other questions in here, mate, but I can't bloody find them.
Yeah.
Craig, so if anyone does a run through the... he called it the Carrington, which a lot of people do. It is the Carrington, so with R's, not N's. But if anyone does run through the Carrington and the Crooked post the flooding, so after the flood, can you link the files, your GPS track, please? So, as I said earlier, like I think the Crooked's fine. I don't think the Crooked's changed bugger all. It's all pretty standard. The Carrington is mostly the same. It's only like the very start of it when you turn off from the MacArthur onto the Carrington where you've got to be careful there. You don't want to bust your fingers like Mike. But
and then there's one other spot as well. The
crossover down there. It's moved further downstream, probably 200-300 metres. But it's it's navigable.
Yeah, so when we say the crossover, tides. If you're familiar with the Carrington Channel, it's like you hug on the way downstream, you're hugging the right bank. For a section of a few kilometres there, you're hugging the right bank and then you cross all the way over to the left bank. That's why we call it the crossover. And so that every year that changes a little bit, but this year, it's a fair amount further downstream now, maybe even 100 metres.
The crossover, it's a few hundred metres down.
A few hundred metres, okay.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably good 200 or 300 metres down.
Best thing you can do is when you get to that spot, just come off the plane and just putt through. It'll take you 5 minutes extra, but then you should hopefully get a track there, and you'll be all good for the season then, or for your whole trip.
That's it.
Yeah. I reckon we should just get, unless you got something else there, I reckon we should just get straight into song nominations, mate.
Song nominations. What have I got, mate? I have got one actually.
Yeah. So this is the Golf Mud Crabbers playlist on Spotify. I think we have cracked 400 followers now on that. Or I don't know, they're not called followers, just downloads or something. People that have decided they're going to listen, have it as one of their playlists.
Yeah, it's a cracking one too. Like it's pretty good. Like especially if you like country music, laid back drinking music, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but it's not all. There's a few interesting ones in there, but it's
a few wobbly ones. Yeah, they're Mikey's choices. Actually, we were having a beer the other day and we were kicking back, and some of the boys were picking a few songs to put on, just onto the playlist that we'll listen to on the day, and
we're just going bang, bang, bang. We were literally doing song nominations on
the fly.
They were good ones.
Yeah, a couple of good ones. So I reckon mine this week, mate, and it's a recommendation from Jordan. Jordan, and I've never heard it before, mate. It's a bit.
So this guy's messaged you and said, this is a cracker. You should check this out for the playlist.
Yeah, and send me a Spotify link, which is awesome because it saved me having to go try and find it.
Yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot, "Summertime Dream" is the album, and the song is "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." So I had a few rums the other night, and
you did so,
and played that as I was falling asleep, and then luckily I saved it to my liked song. So the next morning I remembered to go back and listen to it, and I listened to it again, and I really liked it, mate. So thank you. So that'll be my nomination. Really good. So I like what do you call it? It's not a ballad. Like what do you call a song that tells a story about a moment in history or something like that? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like
if
a good
it's
one
not
like
a ballad, it's just like one that gets in the fields or something, or
I don't know, but it's like it tells a story. It's not just
you love your stories, yeah.
It's got to have a bit of meaning to it or something like that.
Yeah.
But and it's maritime related, so it's fitting. But no, it was good, mate. I liked it. So that's my we'll chuck that on there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got one this week as well. We do have a lot of Luke Combs in the list already, but this song absolutely has to go in. This song is, you're saying you like the story. This isn't necessarily a story, but I'll just call it relatable. Any of you fellas out there, which will probably be most of you, that have been in a long-term relationship, or you're married or whatever, you've had a missus for a long time, beautiful, crazy. If you listen to the lyrics in this song, I don't care how normal your missus is, or how I don't know.
You can relate to it, though.
You can relate to this song, the way he sings about this beautiful, crazy. Her crazy is beautiful to me.
I thought you were going to give us a verse then for a second, mate.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to sing it. I learned it on guitar, but I'm not really much of a singer. So
next episode, guys.
We'll get
be Patron.
No.
Froggy,
we'll get Bullfrog on to sing it for us.
Froggy can do the vocals.
Yeah, far out. It's a proper good song. Yeah, relatable. Yeah, you just listen to the song. It makes you smile. Yeah. Any young fellas out there listening? Yeah. If you haven't had a long-term girlfriend yet, you'll work it out. You'll work it out eventually, and you'll love that song.
But keep sending your recommendations in too. Like keep doing that. Oh, I'll tell you what else we need to do. We need to you need to send in some videos or some stories like young fella did the other week.
Yeah.
And so that we can give you some free stuff.
Yeah,
well,
people are sort of trying. Like, there's one fella I saw a message that has a 600 megabyte file.
Yeah.
That wants to get it, so we'll have to work out how to get him to send that one. But
Google Drive preferably. Like,
that's easiest.
If you can compress the file, put it on Google Drive,
just upload it to there, and then send us
a link.
Share the link to that file with us. Yeah.
In Messenger, like you should be able to just do it in Messenger, but it is a bit hard, obviously, for some people.
Yeah, because we have been getting people.
I've got tech support on hand, so I'm
right. You jack. No, but we have been getting quite a few yarns, like saying, here's a yarn for you, and people have been writing them out, but we don't want to sit here and listen to Ash read out yarns.
No, I'm illiterate. I can't read real good either. So just if you can, you don't need an iPhone or whatever. Like, just record yourself telling a quick yarn, like the young fella did the other week. Yeah. And, we'll give you $50 off one of these Jabbers rods. So, the guys at Jabbers Australia, like they're supporting us and, trying to get us some more content by way of giving you guys, if you send a story in and we play it on the podcast, they'll give you a code. That'll give you $50 off one of these great Jabbers rods. I know the boys sent us up a couple to try. And I'm super keen. Like, I went out and bought a brand new reel and a heap,
the tranks,
yeah. So I'm super pumped to try that out this weekend because, I've hopefully sold a couple of rods too. I've spoken to a couple of boys recently and showed them mine. And so jump on the website, boys. Order these. You can get them through. I reckon Rod and Rifle Tackle World in Catherine. They stock a fair few of their rods and stuff as well. So if you're local in the territory.
Yeah, they do sell them online. He used to sell rods on there, but things changed with Australia Post and they became a bulky item. Even the chopper rods became a bulky item, and it costs a ridiculous amount to send them. So the fact that these are 5-piece and they fold or break down to something that big, he can send them all around Australia, and so you can buy them through Jabbers or get them locally. There's a lot of smoke coming off that light.
Oh, it's all the bugs that are landing on burning.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I just look straight at it as well. Anyway, it's members night tonight, mate. Happy hour just started.
Yeah. Send us your videos.
Do that.
We've got to go run this thing though.
Do you want to give away a couple of hats tonight?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Golf Mud Crabbers tracker caps. We'll
Yeah. So if you're down there tonight,
buy some raffle tickets and you might win a tracker cap.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Cool.
Righto.
You want to shut it down, Bruss?
Shut it down, Bruss.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Oh, look at that.
Guides in the Gulf.